We will, I'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We're going to give Nicole Alexander Scott the day off, but I'll be here with Dr. McDonald. And then on Sunday, Dr. Nicole Alexander Scott and I we'll be taping a Mother's Day message. And then starting next week, as we enter phase 1, I'll be doing these press events 5 days a week, not on the weekends, unless, of course, there's something urgent that has to be delivered over the weekend. So just like everything else, we're moving into phase 1, and this is going to change a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. And I want to thank the members of the media who have covered this 7 days a week, around the clock. They've worked with this new arrangement that we've come up with in order to keep everybody informed and also keep everybody safe. So thank you all, and I hope you get a chance to rest a little bit this weekend too. As you can see from the data on the screen, we had another 249 cases yesterday. Very sadly, another 11 deaths. Obviously, the toll that this virus has taken on the health of Rhode Islanders is extreme, and our hearts go out to all of those who've been sick, and especially to those who've lost a loved one. Tomorrow, the stay-at-home order will lift here in the state of Rhode Island. We will be the first state in the Northeast to go ahead and lift the stay-at-home order. We're going a little bit ahead of our neighbors, but that's okay. You know, some people have asked me, is it okay that we're going ahead of Massachusetts and Connecticut? The fact is, at this point, if you look at the facts on the ground, the data on the ground, we're doing better. And so therefore, we're in a better position so we can start to lift our restrictions a little bit sooner. And as you know, I'm very eager to get folks back to work. So the focus of phase 1, slow and steady, limit your social network, don't race out there this weekend, and let's just focus on getting folks back to work in a slow, steady fashion. Sunday is Mother's Day. It's one of the best days of the year. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. It's a special day. It's a day for us to cherish and love our moms. But I'm going to ask you to remember that the guidelines around social gatherings remain at 5 people. 5-person social gatherings. That includes family, close friends. It's not a time to have big family gatherings. It is absolutely not a time to visit your mom in a nursing home or an assisted living facility. We're working very closely now with nursing homes and assisted living. They are still strictly forbidding any kind of visitation to nursing homes. So I know it's hard, it's very hard, but it's the right thing to do if we love our moms, and of course we do. Our moms have spent their whole lives taking care of us and making sure we're all safe. So it's our turn now to make sure that we keep each other safe and keep our moms safe. To have a wonderful weekend. Figure out a special creative way to love and cherish your mom, but keep your network small, and just remember, we're still only in phase 1 here. Later today, I'm signing an executive order that's going to lay out the rules around phase 1 reopening. Just as a reminder, the domestic travel order is still in place. That means if you travel to Rhode Island by any mode of transportation from any other state for any reason other than work or buying necessities, going to the hospital, and you stay here, you have to quarantine here for 14 days. Social gatherings, as I just said, are limited to 5 people. This is not the weekend or time in the next couple of weeks to have a barbecue or a cookout or a big family gathering, but there are definitely some things to look forward to. You can go to the park. You can drive to the park. You can start to go shopping again. You know, as of tomorrow, retail stores are going to start opening again. That is so exciting that we're getting to this first phase. And if you're in a financial position to do some shopping, I'd encourage you to do that. But just follow the rules. Wear your mask, keep 6 feet away from people, don't go if you're sick, and don't crowd up in line or in the store. Later in phase 1, You know, I would love to be able to announce, frankly, as soon as is practical, outdoor dining. And we're working really hard, even over this weekend, to figure out how to enable outdoor dining. And I'll be providing guidance on that next week. The key to phase one is patience and flexibility. Patience and flexibility. I'll be making a lot more announcements. You know, we're not going to, as we see things change, we're going to look to accelerate the rate of reopening. But we are never going to do anything that we think will hurt Rhode Islanders or risk putting us back to where we've just come from. So let's listen. I said yesterday, I feel I'm governing from a place of confidence and strength in the people of Rhode Island. You know what is the right thing to do. Wear your face cloth covering. Have it on you all the time. Wear it when you're out and around people. What I say is, you wouldn't leave your house without your phone or your keys or your purse or your wallet. So just put your face mask in your pocket so that if you run into people, or if you're within 6 feet of people, or if you're going to go to the store or the market, you can just put it right on. Wash your hands constantly. Keep 6 feet away from people. Call your doctor if you get sick. If you have been tested positive, isolate, even within your home, to the greatest extent possible. You know, we're going to be living with the virus for a while. Just because we're reopening the economy and reopening society doesn't mean the virus has gone away. It's still here. It's still dangerous. We still don't have a vaccine, and we still don't have great treatments. So that means we have to be really careful. But it also means it's time to come on out. Slowly, a step at a time. Go to the park. Go shopping. If you work in an office, if you can work from home, you should still be working from home in phase one. But if you left some files in the office, or you have to go and grab some things, or you have to go in briefly for a meeting, then do that, obeying the rules, and then go back home. In general, here's what I would say about all of these rules. Whether it's the rule around wearing face masks, the rule around obeying social distancing, the new rules for businesses around sanitizing and screening employees, we want to encourage, enable, and support voluntary compliance. That's the name of the game. We're not out to get anybody. We're not out to be heavy-handed in enforcement. We're out to help you keep yourself and your family safe and to help you keep your business open. So that means we need, expect, and will enforce compliance, because that's in the best interest of everyone. But the focus is to make it as easy as possible for businesses to do that and to enable them, to provide them support and help and clarity, not a hammer, or not leading with a hammer. And the same is true for every Rhode Islander. It's a very anxious time, and I'm deeply aware of that. So I don't want to add to your anxiety. I want to try to make life better and easier. So just do the right thing. Know the rules. Follow the rules. Do not try to outfox the virus. Don't try to outrun the virus. Don't think you're invincible. Don't think you can sneak and not follow the rules and everything will be okay. We know that's not true. Look what happened 2 weeks after Passover and Easter. More people wound up in the hospital. If you try to sneak around the rules, bad things will happen. But if you follow the rules, which are pretty simple, hard in some ways, but clear, we're going to be fine. We're going to get through this. We're going to get back to work and back to school and back to the beach. So follow the rules, look for ways to comply, be patient, be flexible, and just, we're all going to together have to get used to living with some uncertainty. I want to offer a little bit more guidance, because we're getting some specific questions from businesses on how we're going to be enforcing these rules. And again, I want to be very clear. You should start by asking, how can I follow the rules? Don't start by asking, can I do this? How about that? Start by saying, okay, these are the rules. How do I get creative and follow them? If you want help, call us. Call 521-HELP, call DBR, call the Commerce, call Department of Health. We'll give you a hand. We are spending time talking to businesses all over the country, trying to help you follow the rules. But the executive order that I'll sign today allows RIDO, the Department of Health, to enforce the health and safety regulations on businesses, including graduated fines and including the ability to shut down a business who is found to be non-compliant. We're also going to have an enforcement task force made up of inspectors from the Department of Business Regulation, the Department of Health, and other areas of government that'll be educating businesses on safety, but they're also going to be conducting a lot of inspections, and they will be enforcing the regulations. So again, I want to be clear. We're not going to be out there trying to shut you down. We're going to be out there bending over backwards to help you stay open and to do it safely. But if you refuse and you're continually non-compliant and you get fine after fine, we will have to shut you down. And by the way, I hate the thought of that, and I hope we never have to do it. It is my desire to have as many people working as possible, as quickly as possible. So we want to give you a hand to help you comply so you keep everyone safe. I want to end on a happy note. Today is Military Spouse Appreciation Day. It's a big deal. Being married to somebody or being the partner of somebody who's in the military is a special kind of selfless service and sacrifice, often without any recognition. In some ways, it's probably the humblest form of service to your country. And we're always grateful for the family and spouse of our folks in the service. But this year, I know I am especially grateful because at this time we have just about 1,000 members of the Rhode Island National Guard deployed here in Rhode Island fighting this coronavirus. They're working around the clock in so many different ways, led by the capable and able leadership of General Callahan, who is doing a phenomenal job. So take a moment, if you're in the service, take a moment to say thank you to your spouse and your family. And if you are the spouse and family, on behalf of a grateful governor and a grateful state of Rhode Island, we want to say thank you. I want to thank our Navy, our Marine Corps, our Coast Guard families who are serving in Newport and all across Rhode Island. It's not easy, it's never easy, and now, for so many reasons, it's especially hard. So you probably don't get thanked often enough, and you're not the one who are out there on the front lines getting the accolades. So I want you to know we know you're there, we know you're the backbone, and we're so grateful for your service.